Good morning, folks, and welcome to the Little Turkey Garage and Observatory. I'm going to be working on my 1973 Oliver 1365. It's stripped down at the moment. All the tins are off of it. They've been sandblasted and primed, and I'll be painting them probably next spring when it's warmer outside. In the meantime, this is November, and I brought the 1365 in so I can continue doing some work or maintenance on it. There's a couple of situations that I'll be working on. One is the rear axles are leaking transmission and hydraulic fluid into the brake drums. I think the first thing to do is to remove the drain, the oil. It's got two drain plugs, but I believe they're both the same reservoir. There's probably some kind of a bulkhead, partial bulkhead between the transmission and the rear differential. But all the oil for the hydraulics, I believe, looks like it comes out of the rear differential area. I think I need to get my breaker bar on that. That's the way it goes. Pretty soon I'll have all my tools out here on the floor. Of course, you won't see any of it because you're staring at my back, probably. And we'll just let that drain while we work on some other stuff. Alrighty. Let's see about removing this. I think I'll put these nuts back on, these clamps, so that I don't lose them. Let's see how they are bolted to here. Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. I got two bolts to work with. I guess I've removed this throttle, this foot throttle linkage as well. Yeah, what am I talking about? I'm talking about this guy right here. This is a foot throttle attached to the throttle cable. And we should get that off. Come on now. See a safety clip around the rod. And she comes right off. Next will be these bolts holding that in place. Okay, let's try the second bolt. And there goes the left-hand floorboard. Again, we'll put the bolt back in place, so maybe we'll have a chance to not lose it. I think what we should do now is to get this jacked up and supported. Okay, off camera, I put the drain plug back into the reservoir. There we go. Okay, well, we've got it pretty well supported now. And I think I can start attacking these wheel bolts. Let's see if I can find a impact socket large enough for these. There you go. Alrighty, we've got the air compressor up again. Let's see how we do. See if we get any possibility of removing these. One down. All the bolts are off. Let's see if this wheel will come off. Okay, so the trick to getting that off was I sprayed it down with some penetrating oil in all the bolt holes. I put one bolt back on just to make sure that the damn thing didn't fall off on me. Then I took a maul and gave it a few whacks on the back sides, and she finally broke through. These tires still have some fluid in them, so I got to be careful that I don't knock it over, especially knock it over on top of me. I'll probably never get it off. I'll find it tomorrow morning. The next part of this job will be to rig up my hoist so it holds the entire unit, or can lift the entire unit. As I take out these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 bolts around the axle hub, and then I'll be able to slide the whole left-hand axle off of here. And behind there, hopefully, we'll find what we're looking for, and that's the seal. Let's see, I gotta get this 3-point hitch limiter off of here. Okay, so here we are with my hoist in place. I built that hoist because I'm getting too old to lift all this heavy stuff. And I thought this would be a better fit for my shop than like an engine hoist. Even though an engine hoist would come in handy from time to time. So then my next step will be to get the rigging in place around this left-hand axle. And I'll bring you back when I got that. Okay, well, I've got it rigged up now. There's nothing for it but to start removing those 12 bolts. Let's see if I can do it with my 1/2-inch impact. I don't know, can you see well enough? I might move you around here so you can see a little better while I'm working on this. All right, we'll give that a shot. You gotta wait half, move around a bit. Okay. Keep getting better. I'm getting with that. Okay, great. Now, bolt turns. Actually, for turns, right. Almost. Here she goes. Left. Yeah, I think I'm just like these bolts. Like this one. Let's try that. Need one more later. You can go inside there, around. And so instead, I'm going to 3/4 inch there. Come on now. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So, now is the magic moment. Let's see if this will break loose. And hopefully we won't drop it on our toes. That would be bad. Did it move? I think it did. I think it moved. Yeah, I did. Come on. Here we go. There we are. Okay. All right. So we're going to roll this out of the way and set it down. And then we can examine what's going on in here. Okay, so we got the axle off. Now we're looking inside here, and it pretty well soaked. Yeah, looks like that seal gave up the ghost. She's been leaking a while. You can see all of this trash in here. Well, that'll be the next step, is to get this cleaned out and remove this this plate, and then after that plate, and finally I believe I'll be removing I can't remember what's under here. I got to do some looking in the parts book. But anyway, well, here's a better view of the weep holes that we're talking about when we talk about having an issue. You can see this is the rear axle housing, and you can see that there's a brake shoe in here, and then right at the bottom of the brake shoe is a hole, and in that hole they put a little weep hole. And so what we're looking at here is oil that is leaking past this hub and into the brake drum, and then pooling at the bottom and coming out of that little cotter pin. Now there's one on each side. This is the side that seems to be leaking the worst, but since I'm doing this job, I better do both of them because the other one does leak a little bit. So the first step here is to straighten out these keepers or clips that are on here. See if I can get my camera or my lighting in here so I can see what's going on. And I hope I've got you set up a little bit better than I have in the past. I'm learning a lot about this videography stuff. This keeper is just a strip of metal. It's bent over to keep these bolts from coming loose. So let's give these nuts a try. These are 17 millimeter bolts. That one came right out. So after that, all the nuts came off, this plate comes off of here. Then this should be able to come out. Let's see if I can get a pry bar on this to work it off. I think I saw it move. Yeah, it's moving. There we go. Okay. I can see two shims here on the inside. Now the one video I've seen on this, and on a similar Fiat, looks just like this, except it had a O-ring around here, and this does not. all we've got is this oil seal right here. Which doesn't look bad, but you know, you can't really tell, I don't think. It may be too hard. It hardens over time, and that lets oil come out. Now there's a bearing race here, and you can see inside of here is a bearing. I'm going to try to leave that thing alone as much as possible. Now here it is all cleaned up. Again, I'm surprised there's no little O-ring here, but I'm not certain exactly where the leak was happening. And since there's no O-ring here, I'm going to have to assume that it was all coming around this, out around the shaft that goes around here. Well, the next job here is to knock that seal out. We will see what it's going to take to get that out. Let's see if I've got any space to work on it on this side. Or let's see, this side. There, now I bent it in. It bent in a little bit. Yeah, I think it's coming. There we go. We're out. Hope we can get a number off of here, because my parts manual is just about useless as far as this is concerned. Doesn't show this seal.
So the number on the oil seal is IBN 3555/12, which means it's 35 millimeters inside diameter, 55 millimeters outside diameter, and 12 millimeters wide. I was able to go online and find several sources for this size oil seal. The one I found was on a tractor repair parts site, and it listed it specifically for an Oliver 1365. It was about $8 a piece, so after shipping, it's about $22.
Well, I'm going to end this video, part one of the repair of the rear axle seals on my Oliver 1365. I'll complete the repair in an upcoming video. Consider hitting the like button and maybe even subscribing. Thanks now, and take care.